What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the Chelsea keep sell tier list. So we're going to go through every player in the squad and say who should be here next season and who shouldn't. 5 tiers. First team, so who should be playing every week, who should we build around, keep, who should be a squad player, who should stay for next year and get some rotation minutes, be on the bench. I've got the third tier, which is maybe, which is basically I would sell them for the right price. Like if someone came in with an offer, I would consider it. Loan, players that need to go out on loan, obviously. And then sell, who needs to 100% leave the club in the summer. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. We don't have the new signings on here because, making the tier list for me is very time consuming to add new players. I didn't make this. I just went on Google trying to find a up-to-date current one. We're going to start off with Azpilicueta, the captain, leader, legend, if you will. Honestly, it's time for Aspi to go. I said this last year. I said he's going into his Ivanovic cycle. If you guys remember the fifth, was it 15, 16, where we had that terrible season, finished 10th or whatever it was, and Ivanovic was getting ripped by dead ballers like Jefferson Montero. I remember Wilfred Zaha ripped him. Azpilicueta has been in that cycle now for, I'd say last year he started it. This year, I mean, man shouldn't be on the pitch, unfortunately for him. He just has no pace anymore, bro. He's just not that guy. I'm sorry, it's time to go. Although the one thing you would say is he at least provides some leadership to the dressing room that has none. Aubameyang, I feel like Aubameyang was given a disservice to come to this club. I don't think he should have came. I don't think Chelsea should have paid the 10 million. I think they were trying to appease Tuchel. I think he came for Tuchel, and then one game later, my man got sacked. I think we should get rid of him. I think we would have got rid of him already, to be honest, if we could have. Jorginho's already gone, so I'm just going to put him in the cell. Broja's an interesting one, because I think right now, we would be better off if Broja didn't get injured, because he would be playing a lot more minutes, and maybe we wouldn't have Kai Havertz stinking up the pitch. I think we should keep him. It's the same argument of whether we should loan him out. I don't think we should sell him. But again, he's had a serious knee injury. I don't know. We don't know how he's gonna come back or how long it's gonna take for him to get to that stage of him being a top player. Cesar Casady, he's already on loan. I want to put him in loan anyway. He's like, what, 17, 16, 18? I don't know. He's around that age. He's not going to get in the first team anytime soon. He should go on loan. Christian Pulisic. Pulisic has talent. I just think he would excel in other leagues that isn't the Prem. I just think he's made of glass, similar to Jack Wilshere. My man can't seem to get a streak of games together, whether it was because he keeps getting injured or whether it's because he plays poorly. It seems whenever he puts one or two good games together, he gets injured. Even just going in for 50-50s for him, my man gets injured. I think he needs to go to a more or less physical league. So I think, if he goes to La Liga or even back to Bundesliga, he'll look really good again. I just think in the Prem, he's really been struggling. I think if Chelsea can get, 30, 35 mil for him, it'll be good. I just don't see him succeeding. I get it for the marketing standpoint. The owners might want him to market him to USA. I still have faith that Christian could be a good player. I don't know if we should keep him. If we get the right amount of money, I would sell him. I'm not going to say 100% he should just leave for any amount of money, but I would sell for the right price. Raheem, I would keep Raheem Sterling. I just think, I don't know if he would start every week, but I just think overall he's a good enough player. Still, he's only like 27. He's scored over 100 Premier League goals. I think his end product is a lot better than it used to be. I just think, he's still got 2, 3, 4 very, very good years left in him, and he could be that experienced type player we look to. He's obviously also from London. He knows the culture. He's played for big clubs, where it's Liverpool, went City. So I just think he could be a good piece to keep for now. You know what I mean? Provided he steps his form up. Dennis Zakaria. I mean, I think the buy option's 25 mil. No, if the buy option's 25 mil, I think he's done enough to say he could be a decent squad member for us because he's quite versatile in terms of he could play a defensive role, but he could also play a box to box role. He's strong enough, he's physical enough, and he's technical enough to play in the league. I have no questions over how good he is. So yeah, I think Dennis for 25 mil is very good value to keep him. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, on the other hand, it's time for him to go, boys. Honestly, with Ruben, it's like if you're gonna bring in Dennis or you're gonna keep Chukwemeka, Ruben is the same type of player. The thing with Loftus-Cheek is he had so much potential. His injuries have piled up. His form is never consistent. I don't know if he has the right mindset either. Yeah, I get it. He's good for the social media posts. Like, they love to put him in the Chelsea videos and challenges and shit, but he just on the pitch is not good enough. Like I can see he has the talent. He's 27 years old. I'd say you let him go to another. Probably end up going to a Crystal Palace or Fulham or something where I think he can play more often. But I think that would be great for him. Chukwemeka, Does he need a loan? For some reason, he's not involved in the squad at the moment. I don't know what that is. I don't know why Graham Potter has done that. If he's not going to play, you should loan him out so he can play. But I think he can be a productive member of the squad. Like, there's always, every squad always has a few, young players that they rotate in for cup games and stuff. We've seen it with City. They have Rico Lewis and they have a few others. Why can't Chukwemeka be that for us? Conor Gallagher, I like Conor Gallagher, but I think we should sell him. I just think his price, he's never going to go higher than a 45 million pound player, which is what we could get for him if we sell him. He doesn't seem to be a player that Graham Potter is super excited to have. He doesn't play every week, doesn't come off the bench every week. He's kind of just a rotational piece. I don't think he's good enough to play at a top 6 club. Will he ever be good enough to do that? I don't know. But definitely for a mid-table Premier League side, he is a really, really good player for them. So I think, if they're willing to give us 45 million, I would sell him. Thiago Silva, I think for at least the next season, he's going to be a first-team player. I think next year, we should start trying to phase in Wesley and Badiashile as our back four, as our 2 centre-backs. But as of right now, Thiago Silva should be starting. Chalobah, I would sell him for the right price. I think he doesn't encompass what it means to be a Chelsea player. He doesn't cheat you in effort. My issue is he's not really that good enough to play in a back four. He hasn't shown marked improvement because he doesn't get enough minutes. And it's like, well, we're not loaning him out. There's a lot of teams interested in bringing him in. It's like, if someone gives us 30 mil, I could see him going. I could see us selling Trevor and him turning into something like Tomori as well, and it'd be like, why did we sell him? But again, right now he's not going to improve unless he leaves. Let's continue on our centre back thingy. Let's do all the centre backs. Koulibaly, I think, even though he showed a little bit of improvement, I don't know why we signed him in the first place. I think we should try and get rid of Koulibaly in the summer. Just my opinion currently. Wesley Fofana, I think he should be in the first team next year. He should start getting in the first team now. I know he's had a lot of injuries and he probably would have been. I think him and Badiashile, great centre-back partnership. Obviously, Badiashile isn't here. He would also be in the keep/first team. Levi Colwill, someone who's coming back as well. Definitely someone we should keep. Another reason why maybe Trevor Chalobah won't be staying, in my opinion. In terms of goalkeepers, Bettinelli, he's a third-choice goalkeeper, doesn't even play. Mendy, I would sell Mendy. I just think if Graham Potter is your long-term manager, if you're sticking with him and he wants someone who can kick a ball, Mendy's never going to be able to pass a ball. Not even as good as Kepa. So it's like either you bring in a new goalkeeper, you can probably get 30 million for him, maybe 25, 30. He's still a good shot-stopping goalkeeper. I'm sure there's plenty of clubs that would take him. Kepa for me is a maybe. Because I think he's really good with his feet. It's just he's small and he'll never be able to claim crosses. I don't think he likes getting hit. It is what it is. I don't think anyone does, but some keepers are much more willing to take a few hits to grab a ball. He's not one of them, and he never will be. He's got weak wrists, long shots flying against him all the time. I've had enough of that, man. I've had enough. He does 2 good things, 1 bad thing, and it's like, okay, you're kind of negating your really good season by making these mistakes. And I just think we can do better, but I don't think it's a priority. I don't think he wants to be a backup. I don't blame him. I think Chelsea should keep him if they're not willing to invest big in a goalkeeper because there is more important areas of the pitch. Slanina would be the other goalkeeper. Probably should go out on loan. Unless he is going to be a backup next year, then we should keep him. Moving on to the other defenders here. Reece James is obviously a first-team player. He's one of the best young right-backs in the world. Even the best right-backs in the world. Hasn't been on the greatest form as of right now, but he could always improve. Gusto would be the other one. Obviously, I put him in keep. He hasn't arrived yet. Cucurella, I would put. For me, Cucurella should be our starting left back. I know he's had a bit of trouble so far, and he's been unrightfully scapegoated for me. You know what I mean? Like, he's not played well, but no one has. I know he's made his share of mistakes, but he's not been dreadful. And then you watch Ben Chilwell come into the team and do the same, if not worse. So I don't think it's an individual issue. I think Cucurella had a really good season with Brighton. You're not in the top, was it 3? Was he not 3rd in most created chances from fullback for Brighton? So he's a versatile player. He can get forward. He has quality. So I think he should start as our left back going forwards. The other left back, Ben Chilwell. This is an interesting one for me because people love Ben Chilwell. They absolutely love him. But I like Ben Chilwell. I think he's a good player. Like, he's got good technique. Like, he's really good on the ball for someone who's a left back, right? I know that's weird to say, but even someone like Andy Robertson can't pass a ball like Ben Chilwell can with, like, his cross-field thingies and his technique on his shots. It's just his injury record is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It's not like at Leicester before. He was getting injured there too. I just think with each injury you lose a bit of your athleticism. And his athleticism was key to his game, getting up and down the pitch. He seems to have lost a bit of pace. Defensively, he's never been good, and he's now getting exposed more than ever. And there's rumours that Man City want him as well. Ben Chilwell is the type of player that I would keep. I think he's a good player. But again, if City come in and offer us 50 mil. I don't know, man. There's an argument to be made. I mean, maybe they'll offer Cancelo for him. I don't know. I'll take that. I'll take that one, 100%. But anyway, we'll move on to these players here. We'll do the central midfielders first. N'Golo Kante, keep. Apparently he's signing. I would start. I don't know if I would start him going into the next season just because we don't know his injury record. In fact, yeah, I would start him. He's that good, guys. He's that good. Hopefully he comes back with full force. Next, we'll do Kovacic. For me, I like Kovacic. I think he's a silky footballer. I think he could go to almost any club and get in the team and probably do better than he does here. I just think the role he plays limits him. I think his final third quality is low. Like, no offense to him. For some reason, he can't shoot. We all know that. But sometimes he just makes really bad decisions. It's like, I feel like if he went and played in City's midfield, he would be considered as good as Bernardo Silva. But because he plays for us, yeah, he doesn't even look like he tries anymore, which is the sad part. Injury prone. Honestly, I would probably sell Mateo Kovacic in the summer. I think you could get a lot of money for him. I think he probably won't want to be there anymore. The way he acts and plays, I don't think he wants to be with us anymore. Speaking of players who don't want to be here, Ziyech needs to go. Should have gone already, needs to go anyway. In terms of, and before we do the major two, the two that people will have the most comments on, we'll talk about the new signings. You know, I've already mentioned Badiashile. Of course, we should keep him. Enzo Fernandez, easily first team. I think Mudryk also should be in the first team. Madueke, we should keep, obviously. That Fofana is an interesting one. He'll probably go on loan next year. Andre Santos will be on loan, right? But let's get on to Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. No surprise, I think one of these guys should leave and one of them should stay. With Mason Mount, I'm going to put him in the maybe. I like Mason Mount. I think he wants to play for the club. I think he always shows passion. It doesn't always go right for him, obviously. He's had a poor season. It's just, and the whole contract thing is why he puts in maybe. If he was to sign a new contract, I would put him in keep. But with me, it's like, I don't want to lose him for free. He's worth a lot of money. We could earn a lot of money by selling him. I just think over him and Havertz, I would 100% keep Mount. Mount has shown me much more on the Chelsea shirt than Kai Havertz has. If he were to sign a contract, I'd be very happy. Yes, he does make bad decisions sometimes. Yes, he's played poor all year long. But the season last year, he was our best player. And the year before that, he was arguably our best player. So, yeah, for me, Mason Mount would be a keep if he'd signed that contract. Kai Havertz, it's time to go, bro. Honestly, it's time for him to leave. I've said it. I just don't think he's cut out for the Prem. Like, 72 mil, whatever we paid for him. Scored a Champions League final goal. What has he done other than that, man? Like, what has he done other than score that goal? Guy scores 5 goals a season, playing up front, and then he says, well, that's not my position. It's like, brother, what is your position? Because wherever you play, you suck. You can play on the wing, you suck. You sometimes play as a number 10, you slow the game down. You can't control a ball. It's like, brother, what's going on? And I think we could probably recoup a decent amount of money for him. I mean, apparently Bayern Munich were interested. If we could get 45, 50 mil, probably be a very, very nice recoup of funds. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.